Alrighty. Um, I am really excited about today's session. I'm going to keep an eye on the weight room here, but I have Sonia Cruz Oro. Sonia's been in the certification program for quite some time now. You've been a graduate for a while. She's been doing super well in her travel coaching business. We've had Sonia in as a guest. You talked about how you combine travel and travel coaching with your astrocartography. So that's always super simple. You can go to the replay cabin and check that out of Sonia's. But Sonia and I are going to be doing a mock session. I invited her to do this today because I know she's worked with quite a few clients, mostly focusing on El Camino de Santiago, pilgrimage. And I think because how she works with her clients, I've read many of their testimonials. I think it'd be a really good example to kind of see the structure of how Sonia works with her clients in a one-on-one, as well as what she talks about in their group coaching sessions as well. I know many of you have questions of like, how do I structure my coaching sessions? How long does it go for? What do I talk about? How do I actually guide someone? So hopefully today you get a little bit more clarity and ideas and insight around that. I emailed out yesterday a PDF to all of you. So it looks like this. And so it's something you can go use in your own coaching session to guide you. This is only available in the Travel Coach Certification Program for everyone. But towards the end, we'll kind of tap into some of these questions and structures into our session today. But this is just the guide, as we say in here. You can go ahead and customize it yourself based off the questions of how you work with your clients. So let's get started here. Sonia, if you just want to briefly introduce yourself, and then we can kind of get started.
Of course. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Sonia. I got the certificate. I started with the certification in 2021, so it's already 3 years. My business has evolved year after year with different services. My company name is called Travel Awakens. I'm originally from Spain. I live in Ireland. I started with coaching, one-to-one coaching, and then, as Sahara mentioned, as were moving, we were learning, and I also do astrocartography readings for people who are looking for destinations where to travel. That's powerful for me. That's transformational for me. And then I added the pilgrimage, Camino to Santiago, which is what I do is I combine the trip with coaching. So I use travel coaching for people who want to do the Camino de Santiago, which is already transformational by itself, but with the help of the coaching before, during, and after, I make even more success stories and bigger transformations. So yes, I'm delighted to be here, and I will be also happy to answer questions.
Perfect. If you guys have questions throughout, go ahead and drop them in the chat. We'll do a Q&A at the end. But let's get started. Sonia is going to be the travel coach today, and I'm going to be someone who is considering going on El Camino, but not really quite sure if it's for me yet. So I am having a kind of a clarity call here with Sonia, and she can kind of get more of an idea if it's a good fit for me.
Perfect. Okay, Sahara, hello. How are you?
Hi, Sonia. Thank you so much. I am so excited to talk with you today.
I'm so happy that you reached out. Thank you for that. I read here that you are interested on joining our next Camino tour. Is that correct?
Possibly. I've heard a lot about it. I have some friends who've gone on it before. But I'm at a place right now in my life where I've been really busy in my corporate world. I've never been married. I've never had kids. I've just dedicated so much time to working, but I'm getting to an age where I'm going to be retiring soon, and I don't really know what I want to do with my life. And I've had friends who have gotten a lot of inspiration from going on El Camino or having a travel experience like that. So I'm considering maybe it's something that I need to do.
Okay, yeah, thanks for sharing that. So you are in a situation, if I understand correctly, that you are working right now, but thinking about what will you do after. once you retire?
Yeah, I'm going to be retiring towards the end of this year. So I thought maybe after that, in the beginning of next year, I'll be able to take some sort of trip for myself.
Mm, okay, yes. What would you expect, or what would you hope to get as a result of joining the Camino?
I really am not sure. I want to learn more about who I am outside of my work. Like I said, I've just worked so much over the years that I don't know what my life could look like without my work. I want to be clear on, what are my next steps? Maybe find a new passion of mine. And I just want to feel excited about something else now.
Mm, yes, yes, totally. Why would you say this is important for you? Why is it important to find out who you are after your work?
Because all I know about my identity is my job, my work. And when I'm no longer going to have that, I don't know what else I should be focusing on or how else am I going to spend my days and what else is going to make me happy.
Mhm. Okay. So you are considering joining the Camino because some friends of you told you about it?
Yeah, I have a couple friends who've gone El Camino before in different parts of El Camino. And they just said that it was such an incredible experience. And I've seen their pictures and it looks beautiful. So it's kind of why I reached out to you to see if maybe this could be something I could um, do for myself.
Okay. Sounds like you are, the perfect situation for that and ready. It sounds to me that you are ready to take this step, this leap together. So what's stopping you? Why you are considering? Why you are not so sure?
Because I feel like there's so many different types of travel experiences that I could choose from and so many different destinations. I see beautiful pictures, when I'm on social media and I have a lot of options of where I can go, but I'm really looking for, if I'm going to go on a trip, I really want something that is going to have more of an impact on me and my life. So that's why when I heard the stories from my friends and I've read some of, um, the experiences that people have during El Camino, that's why I was like, well, maybe this is something that would be a better fit for me because it has a little bit more in kind of meaning behind the experiences.
Yes. Oh, that's very important. So what we do in the pilgrimage, transformational pilgrimage that we go together, is that we prepare before the experience. So we prepare physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So you are ready. The intention is when you arrive to Santiago, you are ready to go, right? You have all this knowledge and you have done all the self-reflection and introspection necessary for you to reach this transformation. Because if I understand correctly, this is what you want, right? You don't want to
Yeah.
go back on the same person you are now. You want to come back different.
Yeah, I hope that when I come back from this trip, I really want to, like I said, be excited about what's next for my life because I'm not going to be working like I usually am. What do I do? So maybe I can figure out a new passion of mine. Maybe I can get clear on, just what are my next steps that I can take in life, once I retire.
Mhm. So I heard about the excitement you are looking for. It's like you don't feel excited right now. In a scale of 1 to 10, where are you now?
Um, well, I'm on a scale from 1 to 10, I'm definitely an 8 about being excited about the trip. I'm feeling more of like a 5 in the sense where I don't know what type of trip to take. So that's why I'm really hoping that this El Camino would be the best suit for me.
Okay. What should have a trip for you to be a 10? You're at 5. What it should have a trip for you to be 10 excited?
I think once I learn more about the overall experiences, because I know you mentioned something about you're going to help us prepare physically, mentally. I heard you mention something about emotional and spiritual preparation as well. So I think when I can get a better overview of exactly how this travel experience is going to um, benefit me, I think I'll be at a 10 because I just want to make sure that it's a really good fit for what I'm looking for at this time in my life.
Okay, so you want me to explain a little bit more about the preparation before and
Please
maybe
do.
the method? Okay. So we meet in group before the trip, 1 month before, okay? So if the next trip is in June, we will meet in May. And then is also an opportunity to meet all your colleagues, the fellow pilgrims that we are going to travel together because we come from every part of the world. And every week we give like one of these preparations. So the first week is about the physical preparation. So this is the one that most people, because it's going to be a physical challenge, you know, the pilgrimage is physical challenge. So people are worried about, am I going to be able to do it? Or what do I need to prepare? Or even what you need to pack for this week-long pilgrimage. The following week, the second week, we are going to focus on the mental preparation. And here, what is important for me, for my experience, is that when you arrive to a place, anywhere you travel, you need to understand what you are looking at. If you don't understand the culture, the history, so that's why I'm gonna present to you and the other participants the story about Camino de Santiago, why people travel there, who is St. James, even the culture of Spain, gastronomy, the language, Galician language, all that. So this is the more the mental preparation. The following week, the third week, we are going to talk about the emotional preparation. And here, what I'm focusing on is about making it meaningful for you. Everybody's going to be different, and it's true that it's a group coaching, but I give you the tools so you can do your own ritual. And we do different, so depending on what you're looking for, but usually the person who are here, who come to my trips are on transition, life or career transition, like yourself, you shared. So we make sure that we make it, we imbue the trip with more meaning. And we do rituals. For example, there is this one that's very powerful that I get very good feedback, that when we walk, we take, the first day, we take a stone from the Camino, and then we give it a meaning of something we want to leave behind. For example, some people associated with limiting beliefs or critical voices, something they want to leave behind. So they walk with this stone, and day after day, when they are ready to let it go, then they leave this stone behind. And as they walk, they are, feeling that they are leaving behind all these limiting beliefs. So next time this happens, when you are back home, you're going to remember, because it's something physical. You're going to remember that you left that behind in Santiago. And the last week we talk about the spiritual preparation, which is more about this transformation to grow, the personal growth, the spiritual growth that you may be looking for to come back as a different person. So we focus more in your why, what's the reason you are going to do that, but the real reason, because most of the times when people come is the reason that is like the superficial reason, but when we go deeper, there is a deeper reason why you are doing that for yourself. So we make sure you get this answer, because when you are going to be in the trip, if you don't know the answer you're looking for, you're not going to see it, right? So the signs, serendipities, conversations, all this can happen that will give you this clarity that you are looking for, because you're going to be in a different environment, and contrast brings clarity. So you're going to be there, but you need to know crystal clear what you are looking for. So we are going to make sure you get this as a result of this preparation. So this is going to be before, but then after we also meet again for another month, another 4 weeks, to make sure you bring back the benefits of the Camino back home. So this is not about only this week and that's it, and you go back home and you go back to where you were, but actually how this experience, you can implement it in your real life, even if it's small changes, but they're going to make a difference over time. So that's the goal, that you actually don't go back to old patterns, but you come back transformed and you sustain these changes over time with the plan of action and accountability that we are going to have afterwards. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like that you were talking about how this travel experience itself, El Camino, is for people who are in transition, so like life and career. And so I really like that, because I know that it's what I need. I want to be with a group of like-minded people so I can make some new friends, there's obviously things that we can be talking about. So that sounds really perfect for me. So I don't think that a solo trip is something that I'm looking for at this time. I feel like I want to be around and socialize with others. And then you talked about how in the towards the end of the preparation, the spiritual part, that you help me get clarity on what I'm looking for. Um, will you be sharing any resources with me or homework or anything that I could help prepare with that? Because I know I'm going to need some time to really figure out and do some diving deeper into what I'm actually looking for out of this.
Okay, so you want some help to find out the why behind the why?
Yeah, can you share just what are we actually going to be doing on that spiritual step of are you just going to ask me questions? You said it's in a group setting?
Yes, so we do a group. Well, the sessions are 1 hour long. So I share a presentation and then I go through the steps I want everybody to do. But there are some exercises as well.
Mhm.
So you have time to journal. And this is something that I also recommend, that you will journal during this experience. But not necessarily you need to write, because some people don't like the writing thing. So you can journal audio, recording, video recording. You can journal drawings, songs, writing poetry, whatever you want to journal. But it's important that you go deeper when you go in the self-reflection. You use the journal, your way. It can be creative way for you to express. So when we come back after, you will go through your notes or your videos on audios, and we can, because when you are going to be there, you're going to see things different from a different perspective, and you will be surprised how quick you can forget this when you are back. So when you are back, that's why we are not just going back and that's it, because there is this time you need for implementing all these learnings that you've done. But we could go to like a quick exercise if you want to try to go deeper to your why, if you want, if this helps, because we don't have
Yeah,
1 hour to do the whole session.
sure.
But
Yeah, why don't we try that? Just because I want to make sure that this is definitely the right fit for me.
okay, so let's start with the why. So you already told me that your current situation, right? You said that you wanted to travel and do the Camino because you don't know who you are beside your job. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So let's go deeper with that. So why is this important for you? What happens if you don't know who you are without your job?
Like I said, I've dedicated myself to work so much that it's kind of became who I was. Like I've been working ever since I was, right out of college, and I just felt like making money and was the way to success for me. So, like I said, I've never been married, I've never had kids, so all of my time and energy and efforts were put into my work, and I took a lot of pride in that. And it's what made me feel fulfilled at the time. So I think that now that I'm not going to be working anymore after retirement, I have a void in me, and I'm going to have a void in me, and I need to feel fulfilled again. And that's why I've always had this idea of traveling somewhere, but I just never did because I was just working all the time. But now that I'm going to have all this free time after leaving my job, that maybe this is what's going to help me fill those voids. But I have no idea.
Okay. So what would happen if you don't make a change to this? Let's say that what's the alternative? Let's say you don't join. Yeah, you don't join the trip and you keep going the way you are doing. What will happen?
I feel like honestly, I'm probably not going to be very happy in my life because my happiness came from my job. They were just tied together. I just knew I had something to do every day. I had goals that I had set for, within my job. Um, it just But now that I won't have that, I don't know really what to do with myself. I don't have, very many family members around where I live, so it's not that I can spend much time with family. And I don't have very many other hobbies or anything. But I really want to find something that gets me excited like my work used to do. But in a different way.
So not taking the trip is not an option, is what I hear.
I guess so. I guess that, I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping that taking a trip is going to be something that really is going to help me get that clarity that I'm looking for.
Okay. So what do you need to make this decision like a no-brainer for you?
Well, I think that since you shared more about how you're going to be helping me. So I like that we're going to be in a group setting at some point, not only on the trip, but in the preparation phases, because I would really like to meet people before we go on the trip. So being in those group settings would be sound perfect to me. Because I haven't traveled very much, I like that you're going to help me out with figuring out, what to take and, just getting myself not only mentally prepared, but physically, because I've been active, but I'm not that active of taking El Camino like El Camino would take. So and you gave me an example of, what to expect on the trip. So I'm feeling a lot better about making this it all of you're checking all of the boxes of what I'm looking for. So I can't imagine that there would be something else that I'd be looking for outside of El Camino.
Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you in your decision to join?
I'm at a 9 right now. I think that if I'm able to just I really want to just go back to your website and read just some of the other examples of what other people on the trip have experienced, and kind of see what outcomes they have, because it's really hard for me right now to kind of figure out how this trip could be applied to my life once I'm done. Do you have any examples of that from past
Yes.
people who've
So for
gone
example,
on the trip?
yes, in the last group, actually, we had a participant that it reminds me a lot, the story you just shared, because she also was like embedded in her job for many years and approaching retirement as well, and thinking about what's going to be next after that when she's not working anymore. And when she realized after the preparation sessions and when she arrived to Camino, she realized what she wanted, because she thought she wanted to be clear about what's going to happen. She could not deal with the uncertainty of not knowing what will happen after. So what she realized after the preparation and once she arrived to the Camino is that the important thing for her was not about knowing what she will do, but being okay with not knowing, being comfortable with the uncertainty. So that was a realization that she did after all this preparation, that if people don't prepare, they just arrive. And yes, the transformation can happen, but it's something that will happen randomly rather than intentionally. So that's why we are here. We are going to prepare intentionally for it. So the chances are bigger, right? So she came back and she shared with me in the video testimonial that you can check on my website, that she realized that all the things that she was doing in her life, like being too much on her head and not so much present, when she was in the Camino, she felt like when she saw like a cow or a horse, or, it was like she was seeing it for the first time because it was so present in the moment. And she realized how many things she was missing in her life. And now with the incorporation of that, she's, implementing things even with her family. For the last season, the Christmas and Thanksgiving, she was so present with the family that she noticed the bond was even bigger. And it's something that she didn't felt in years. And also being more approachable for her friends, because she was very close, very, CEO kind of close, and she was open, feeling more vulnerable with her friends. So even she says, like when she goes to the supermarket, she smiles to the grocery clerk and all that, or to the person who holds the door for her. In the past, she was not even seeing them. She was sowing her thoughts. She was not noticing anyone. And now, because she's so present, so relaxed, so confident, that whatever will happen and she's going to be okay.
Yeah, I hear a lot of myself in that. So thank you for sharing that with me. I know that's exactly how I am, because I have been in the corporate world for so long and just so focused on my work that I know I haven't been present enough. And I think that's one of the reasons why I don't know who I am outside of my work, because I haven't been aware of what else is out there and what else is possible. So the fact that, someone else got that type of outcome from this experience, I think I'm definitely more at a 10 now because and now I'm just excited. Now I'm just more excited because I feel like this is exactly what I've been looking for and that I need. And through your guidance during this trip to help me continue to be more aware. Is there anything accountability wise that's going to remind us um, throughout the trip? Because I feel like sometimes I'm going to go back into my old ways and get back into my head. But I really want to make the most out of this experience.
Yeah, definitely. And the trip comes with 3 months community. So we have 1 month preparation, we have the month of the trip and the month after. And these 3 months comes with accountability. You will have the support you need, the community, also from the other participants and myself. And of course, after these 3 months, you want more, we will be open to discuss if you want to continue one-to-one or there is more options depending on where you are after that. We will see when it's time.
Perfect. Is there anything else that you need from me right now? Because I think I'm ready to save my
No,
spot.
just I will send you the link so you can sign up and get registered. And I will send you just the welcoming onboarding email with all the resources that you can check. We have books, we have documentaries, movies that you can get in the mood. So until the time we start with the preparation, you can get started with all these resources that we have available for you.
Wonderful, Sonia. Thank you so much. I'm really excited about this trip, and I think it's definitely exactly what I've been in need of, especially once the beginning of next year comes about and I'm no longer with my work, but I have a new adventure to look forward to.
I'm so excited that you will join us as well, Sahara. Thank you. I'll send you now the email with all the information.
Perfect. Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. I'm going to go back to gallery view here. Any chance? Yes. So I have a lot of people asking.
We didn't rehearse anything.
I hope that was all okay for everyone. So hold on 1 second here. I have a couple people asking me about the PDF that I showed. So again, this PDF here is what I place into the travel coach certification for you. It's in the module titled How to Be a Travel Coach. And in the lesson below that is the or two below, lesson 2, I believe it is travel coaching or one-on-one travel coaching. So you will find it in there. I also emailed it out yesterday to you. So check your inbox. I cannot share the link here in the thing because it's a PDF. But I will, so you'll find it there or in your inbox. If you did not receive it on your inbox, send me an email because I want to make sure that you are receiving all the emails for being members of the certification program, because that's where all of the opportunities come from. That's where all of the resources we're sending you, updates of our events and our calls. So if you don't see it in the Facebook group, I'll drop it in the Facebook group as well, the Travel Coach Entrepreneurs Facebook group, the PDF in there for you to grab it in there as well. So there's a couple different options for you, but please do email me if you're not receiving our like automated emails or mass emails for the certification program, because I want to get that fixed for you. I want you guys to be alerted when we have a lot of great opportunities and events, calls, sessions coming up, and guests that I want you all to be notified for. With that said, does anyone have any questions about anything? I see that Aviel, you said is what you call mindfulness. Absolutely, we hear mindful travel, intentional travel. Again, in your business, you have to define what things mean for you. And yeah, that's definitely there. Adriana, if you want to email me too, if you're not receiving that. You sent a certification email today. What was the subject? Alessia, I hope that we got this fixed for you. I did not send it out today. I sent it out yesterday, and it was register, practice travel coaching session plus travel coaching structure PDF or plus PDF. Let me know if you're still not getting that. I did send out an email today though for certification program and membership club members. You got it. Perfect. About accountability partners. So if you guys want an accountability partner, pair it up with, fill out the form in the email. Sonia, do you include coaching as part of the total package price for the trip, or is it separate? Great question, Christina.
Yes, great question. No, I include it. I create a package with the coaching included. I don't leave it optional, because the person who wants the transformation needs the coaching, not necessarily knows they need the coaching, but I don't think I do any favor if I give it as a nice to have or additional. Is included. So the person who resonates with the message, the testimonials, what we do, this is how you arrive to this transformation. You need to do both the trip and the coaching.
So follow-up question to that. Do you only do coaching for this particular trip, or do you do coaching in other facets?
Yeah, no, I do coaching in other, I do one-to-one coaching for anyone who wants to travel on their own, but the Camino Pilgrimages is the only trip I travel with them.
Gotcha.
So it's like my kind of retreat trip. So it's the group kind of trip that I do. I only do that at the moment. I plan maybe in the future to do more things, but right now it's only Camino. But I do one-to-one coaching to anyone, any part of the world who want to do like a sabbatical, career break, relocation, like significant trip. I help them prepare before, during, and after via Zoom.
And then same thing, instead of creating that as like a fit trip, you're creating it as a full package price and including all the coaching in that, right?
So I have the coaching by itself.
Yeah.
And in the coaching, I have individual sessions, and I have package of sessions. And then I have the pilgrimage, which is the trip with the coaching, different service.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. Thanks for the question.
Adriana says, is a clarity call like today is usually free, and can you cap it at 15, 30 minutes, etc.? So Sonia, can you share more about your clarity calls versus your coaching calls? I know today we kind of combined it a little bit to give you guys a better idea of what to ask your clients.
Yes, exactly. So today we were maybe more like a clarity call because you were not sure if you will join and all that, despite I did some coaching as well. But the clarity call is for free. Yes, I usually do it 30 minutes for free. And what I do is I ask them if they want to book the call with me. I ask them some preparation questions. You know, I also send them some homework, like you need to check, check this website. I have all the information, so they don't come to the call asking me, okay, what are the dates or how much it is, or they already know all that. I make them watch the testimonials as well, and answer the questions about why they want to join. So they come to the call prepared if they've done the homework, and they are interested. So it's just the close is easier.
Perfect. We have quite a few questions here. Deek says, how do your clients find you?
How my clients find me? Okay. So basically 2 ways. Networking. So I'm a member of different network groups, and word of mouth. It works very well. I make sure everybody knows what I do. And the other thing is marketing, social media, email list. I have my freebies on the website. So all that. I send all the traffic from the social media to my email list. And then I send like once a week an email, and with all the services, but also I provide value. So I want the people to get value from it. And then in the PS, I just invite them to join my sessions, my astrocartography, my caminos, etc. And networking, for me, it works much better. Both are important. It's true that media as well. I got featured in CNN Travel last year, and it worked very well. So people from different parts of the world, I think 2 or 3 people in the last group joined because CNN Travel. So it gives you authority, and I know you, Sahara, are very invested and a big fan of media, but it works very well. So yeah, word of mouth, networking, media, social media.
Yeah, that's exactly, the CNN article, CNN travel article that several of the travel coaches from the Travel Coach Network and myself and other members were into. So fantastic article. And it did really, it really did wonders. That is the power of media publicity. And that's why talking about networking, talking about showing up, visibility, not only social media, but, media publicity, email marketing, in events, associations, organizations, being involved. All of these ways to be more visible in your business are part of your marketing strategy. And that's why we talk about these so much in not only a certification program, but our live monthly calls in the certification program too. So if you guys want a refresher on some of those topics, go back to the replay cabin in the certification program and you'll find them in there. We have one on email marketing and creating your lead magnet, how to pitch to the media, how to show up on social media. There's just general visibility ones. All of this is really essential because I get often the question, how do I get clients? And it's like any business. How do I get sales? How do I sell my product? How do I get clients? How do I work with someone? How do they find you? You have to be visible and you have to put yourself out there in so many different ways and see what works best for you. And then you can start narrowing it down a little bit more and spending more time on whatever is more effective for your business. But first you have to try different things.
Yeah, definitely. And there are plenty of people, guys, that need your services, need what you do. The problem is that they don't know you exist. So you need to
absolutely.
It is our responsibility.
Yep.
To be there.
If no one doesn't know about you, they don't hear about you, no one can work with you. No one can buy from you. So you have to be visible. Sonia, the next question is, how big are your groups normally? And do you have other coaches with you?
Groups like 10, 12, max 15 people. And no, I don't have other coaches with me, but I've been inquired for bigger groups. And then in that case, what I will do if this goes ahead, I will hire another support in the field, like another guide. Like it's going to be a tour guide, just to help me with the number of the group in the land, but not with the preparations. I do it myself.
How many times a year do you run El Camino program?
Twice a year. One in spring, summer, other in autumn.
And do you offer them payment plans, or how do they pay to kind of hold their place?
No, I ask for a deposit because it's also, the thing is here, there is involvement of hotels and accommodations and flights. So there is a deposit to book the spot, and then closer to the date, then the rest. But it's not a big, investment. So it's like, I think the single room is less than 1,500 euros. So it's 300 euros to book the deposit and the rest closer to the date.
Oh, okay. What would be the latest that you would consider including a participant in the group? So kind of like the last minute, what's the latest that someone could join? Is that the question, Deek? Yeah. Like how far before the trip can someone join? Or like how soon before the trip?
Yeah, the preparation will start 1 month before, okay? So it needs to be before that. But besides that, if it was for me, just before we start the first session coaching, you are welcome. But the thing is, for the bookings and all that, they ask me like 6 weeks before, 2 months before, the better. But again, last group was like last minute participant. We had to put them in a different hotel, but it was not too far away. She was happy with that. So the problem is with the accommodation. But if it was just for me before the first session, or even if they want to join after the first session, there is recording, and if they are happy, I will welcome them as well.
And Dick, you might have to explain this. Do you consider group fit? And if so, how do you do that? What do you mean by?
Sure.
If he's a good client, he's a good fit for the group, yeah?
For the group, yes, that's right.
Client. Yeah.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes, that's a good question. Yes. Because we have always the clarity call, and at least if it's not via Zoom, I call them by phone. In the registration, I ask them the phone number as well. So I always ask why. briefly, what is their situation. So if I see it's a good fit, but usually I didn't find anyone who was not a good fit, because when they see I'm very clear in my marketing, they know what I'm doing, they see the testimonials. So I didn't have a person who was not a good fit. They will not just inquire. They will just not, I will not attract them, But yes, I do this kind of filter before.
Oh, Sonia, I meant they are a fit, but in terms of the actual group, because if there's going to be 12 people, they often look at the group and say, okay, well, you are a good fit, but you might not be able to fit in this particular group. Has there ever been a situation like that?
That somebody does not integrate in the group, you mean?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Yeah. No, like in a way that's, concerning. Maybe some people go, together more with some people and that's fine. I also encourage them to walk on their own some days. So we have time. There is people who prefer to walk in solitude, and we start together, and then we meet, and then you can walk with a group or see you at dinner time, and you can you decide. Some people are open to meet other people, other pilgrims that are from other groups, or just walking on their own with, outside of our group. And I encourage them to do that. So if they are going all the time with all the group together, they will not, they will limit their opportunities of meeting other people and have experiences that they would not have otherwise. So no, we just meet, with the group for the dinner. We do together the dinner, and then we do like a circle, sharing circle. What was the best, the highlight of the day, or something they want to share, some gratitude moments, and all that we do together. But after that, they can go to bed. Look, I'm tired. See you tomorrow. I stay for drinks. This is totally up to them.
Serena says, do you send them any written exercise that they have to fill in and share with you?
Written exercise. We have, the only thing I ask them to write and send me back is before they go to the sales call, with the reasons why they want to do it and why it's important and all that. So I received that, so I can, do the clarity call better. And they are also more ready. After that, what we do in the sessions, I give them time for them to journal or to take notes, but most of the times they just share it. So they don't want to write it, or they write it, but they want to share it. So any of the writing, I don't make them send to me, no. They write it in their own personal notes, and if they want to share something with me, they do. But I don't ask them to send me any writing exercises.
Yeah, I think that's something that you can customize yourself as a travel coach. If that's something you want to include into working with your clients, if you want to give them a certain exercise, you want to give them a certain assignment or homework, that's completely up to you, depending on how you want to work with your clients and what you're trying to help them achieve. So
everybody's
every travel coach is different. These are just an example of what Sonia does. How would you define your niche, Sonia?
Yes. Okay. So it's mostly women, but they also have men. I would say maybe 10% or less are men, but also have them. But it's mostly women. 30s, from late 30s to late 60s, and going through transition, life or career transition. So approaching retirement a lot, thinking about change career or divorced. What else I had in the last participants? It's moms that are overwhelmed, and they know they have to change, like burnout, about to be burnout. They know they have to change something, or they cannot carry the way they are. So yeah, something that there is always like a desire to change something because they want, or because they cannot go to status quo. They cannot keep going the way they are. They need to change something, because change, we know is not easy, and unless you sometimes are forced to, or the life forces you to do, you try to avoid it, because not everybody wants to face the uncomfortable, to be uncomfortable to do this change. But that's why I have more people who are like in these transition moments where you have to change. It's not that you choose. But also there are people who just look, everything is okay, it's personal growth, personal development. I want to know myself better, or sometimes I want to be more confident, or whatever it is.
Yeah, and if you're asking for a title, I know, Sonia, you call yourself a transformational travel coach.
Yes, exactly. I specialize in transformational travel. Yeah.
Are you also a travel agent?
No, I'm not.
Will
I
you
work with
share?
a travel agent. So I partner with travel agent, and the travel agent does the booking for me.
Perfect. Yeah, and that's a great example. I get that question a lot. Like, do I have to be a travel agent? No, you don't have to. As a travel coach, you can structure your business any way that you want. There are many travel coaches or travel agents combining travel coaching with their services, how they work with their clients and serve their clients. That's fantastic. That's something that is on the rise. But as a travel coach, like I know for myself, I never wanted to be a travel agent and book trips for people. So what do? Partnerships, finding, and partners not only with travel agents, but maybe it could be a cruise line of a certain kind, a tour operators. And that's another way to generate extra income as a travel coach is you can do referral fees, you can do affiliates, whatever it might be. Again, structure your business and your revenue streams, how you want to run your business. Will you share
And
your...
I want to add here that my background is not in travel at all. My background before being a travel coach was in software. I used to work in the corporate world in software, so IT, nothing about travel, right? So just I changed my life through travel, and then is when I discovered travel coaching.
Yeah, and drop your social media links and website in the chat if you don't mind, Sonia. Christina says she wants to see how you market and position yourself. Do you work with travel agents to take care of the booking? Yep, we answered that. If there were issues with the logistics, who would take care of that?
The travel agent.
Sonia, do you do coaching workshops during the trips, or are they done only before and after? If during, what kinds? Are they individual or group?
Yes. That's something I considered, but I decided eventually, and again, this is very personal and do whatever works for you, but I decided that I want the person or the group being present in the moment while they are there. So I don't want them to be in their head or learning new things. That's why I want to deliver everything in advance and do all the exercises and all the introspection and reflection before, so they can trust that they got what they need and subconsciously they know. And then when they arrive, they just can forget about everything, being present and just, I don't do anything besides what I said earlier. We do like a sharing at the end. How was your day? And then they learn from each other experiences, and that's it. Very quick.
Yeah, and as travel coaches, you guys can create, like I said, your own kind of assignments. If you want a self-reflection task for your client to do, that's completely up to you. And then Robin, you have a question.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Just making sure. Okay. Kind of following up on the last question, asking what kind of coaching she provided during. You said you provided coaching after. So what does the coaching look like after? Maybe you said it, I don't know, I might have missed it, but is it one-on-one? Are you still doing group sessions? Like what exactly are you asking? And is that also a 4-week approach, 1 hour each week? And what is the follow-up like?
Yes. Okay, good question. So with the group pilgrimage, yes, the post trip is also 4 weeks, 4 hours, one every week, and it's group coaching. Okay, with the groups, the pilgrimage groups. When I have clients one-to-one, then of course it's one-to-one, right? And I have different. It's not 4. It's more than that often. But with the pilgrimages, yes, it's 4 sessions, and we focus on taking the learnings back home. Okay, so look at your journal. What did you, learn? What you write down? All the exercises they did by themselves that they realized, the realizations, or synchronicities or clarity they got. They write it down, or even triggers, emotional triggers, something fears they realized. So we look at that, and then we do exercises to make sure they have a plan of action to make a change to that. Okay, so if they realize that, I don't know, they enjoy so much being in nature, and how you can implement, add more nature time in your daily life, right? So, okay, so I commit that once a week or once a day or whatever it is, I'm gonna go a walk in the park, you know, so things that are tangible, that are doable, that are gonna be sustainable over time. And we put it in the diary and we make sure they are accountable. We help each other to be accountable. We also have accountability buddies and all that. And they can share it in the group. So to make sure we create a new routine. That's the focus of the post trip.
Perfect. I hope
Was that
that
your question,
answered your
Robin?
question, Robin. Does anyone else have?
Sorry, yeah, it did. Thank you.
Perfect. Does anyone else have any other questions about today's session in general for Sonia? She dropped her links there. And then if anyone who's watching the replay, I will put Sonia's information in the description. You're very welcome, Alicia. We have an Alicia and Alicia, and you guys have one has one S and one has two S's. Couple, you're very welcome. All right, everyone. Well, thank you. Well, let's see. Yep. Anna, you're very welcome. All right, everyone. Sonia, thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you everyone else for joining, and thanks for all the wonderful questions. I hope that this helped you get a little bit more of ideas and inspiration for your own coaching sessions. And again, check out that PDF of the sample travel coaching structure of a session in the travel coach certification program. And I'll drop it into our private Facebook group today as well. This replay is going to be put into the replay cabin as all of our calls are in the certification program. And if there's anything else that you guys are looking for, want, need from the Travel Coach Network and the certification program, don't hesitate to reach out to me and let me know. If you guys are not receiving our TCN emails, please do send me an email, sahararose.travels@gmail.com, to let me know so I can get that fixed for you. Kimberly in particular, I want to make sure that you received it in your email. Everyone, thank you so much, and we'll see you all next time.
Thank you, everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye.